So, g'day one and all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at the famous blue horse folder. So this is my folder of all the information that I keep for the horses, and I'm just going to go through it with you today before I start all the horse videos. And then I've got some little notes that about thinking positive. So, and I've got just some little bits and pieces that help me stay motivated, basically riding and everything. So which is always good to come back to, especially when your motivation for things tend to go a little south. And then I've got some before I ride stretches. So because I am almost 30, and regardless of my age, whether I'm 20 or 30, you should still stretch before you ride. I think it's just a good habit to get into. Pretty much the first kind of page is the rider's information. So everything about me, so my name, my age, my height, my family, my likes. And then I've got all of my riding clothes that I currently have right now. The next bit is all of the seasonal jobs. So all my summer jobs for December, January and February, and then all my autumn jobs for March, April and May, all my winter jobs for June, July and August, and then spring for September, October, November. And then I just got my paddock maintenance. So those seasonal jobs are for the horses, and then we've got the paddock maintenance season, so all the stuff to the paddock maintenance for summer, autumn, winter and spring. The next kind of page is I've got my goals. So these will probably change constantly, but at the moment these are the goals that I would like to do. And they're not too bad. And then I got my warming up in the saddle. So with my stretches, I do my stretches first, and then when I'm in the saddle, these are my kind of warming up things that I do. And then I've also got some warming up for the horses, because horses need to stretch and warm up too. So I've got a couple of little things for the horses, and then I've also got another thing for cooling down for the rider and also for the horse. And then I've got some jobs for me to do, but again, this is kind of jobs that are my seasonal jobs at the moment, but these jobs are just be like, hey, you got to remember to do these, so you better do them kind of thing. So they're just jobs that if I'm like bored or I'm like, oh my god, I have nothing to do, then those are the type of jobs that I do. And then we also got some rainy days jobs, because there has been way too many times that I've actually gone to the shed and it's been sunny, and then I go on to get the motivation to ride, and then it starts raining, and it's such a pain. So I've got the rainy day jobs there. So if it does rain and I can't possibly do anything with my horses, that's what I do instead. And then we've got my video ideas. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I can add, I can remove when I do them, but this is another kind of thing that if I ever kind of lose motivation, then I can choose one of these many things that I've got here, and I can just go and do them and just have a little bit more fun with my videos and everything. So I've got my certificate here in horse care. I'm actually working on my second and third certificate at the moment, but I haven't actually completed them. And I might honestly add that to a jobs list, is to complete my certificate. So moving on, I've got my farrier dates, but I need to actually write it down for this year and also organise their hooves again, because they're looking atrocious, as well as their worming. Again, I haven't written anything down for this year, but I know I've done them, I just haven't written them down, because I was getting this book kind of set up for the beginning of the year. So I need to go back and basically need to do all the jobs. So their hooves, their worming, I need to measure their weights and everything. So yeah, so that's going to be another thing that I do. There's a lot of things to get set up before I actually even ride the horses, so we'll get there eventually, don't worry. And then I got my cleaning dates and schedules. So I've got the once a day, the once a week, once a month each season, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I got stabling, so I got a bunch of all about the stabling, like the combined system and all that kind of jazz. But that's just a little thing on that. I actually don't stable my horses, so my horses are actually grass kept, so I only need that when I actually do decide to grab some stalls, but I'm not going to do that anytime soon. That's in the way near future. Not even going to go there, but that's for when that actually all happens. Is I've got that there to help me. And then I've got some general management for a grass kept horse. Pretty self-explanatory. In this one I've got the horse health declaration form. So if you ever do pony club in Australia, well, I know here in Queensland this is what you're meant to fill out every time you actually do like a competition, I believe, that you got to fill these out. It's basically just a waiver. It's like a piece of insurance for the pony clubs, basically. And then we've got a movement record. So if I ever transport the horses anywhere, I need to fill out this movement record because of all the, I can't remember off the top of my head why we need to fill these out. It's just the biosecurity kind of thing. So you can't just simply move livestock from one area to another. They have to have like a full-on movement record and everything, and even a horse health declaration form. It's just so everything gets tracked and diseases don't get spread around. So that's what we have to do for Queensland. If you are in particular Queensland, I would definitely search that shit up, because you can actually get fucking booked for that stuff. So better to have it than not have it, basically. And then we've got all the information on the horses. So I'm just going to go through this real quick. So we got the names of the horses, we got the barn names of the horses, so their little nicknames that I give them, their show names, their age, the date of birth, their breed, their colour, what gender they are, their height, their weight, the main colour. So Wibsy's main colour is green, Ringo's is royal blue, Flynn's red, and Abby's purple. We've got the property ID number, so that's pretty important. Again, that goes with the whole health declaration and the movement record. So if you don't know your property ID, probably should get that covered. Their rug size, their halter and bridle size, and their microchip number. Again, really important to have their microchip number with all the health and declaration things, because then you can kind of access their records and everything on whether they've taken their shots. So that's how Queensland does it, and all the equipment they own. And we also got their feed, so what I feed them, their daily jobs, their weekly jobs, and other jobs. Again, those are kind of tied in with my jobs that I do, like the seasonal jobs, and the other jobs that I do, so like the daily jobs and everything. So that's with that, but it's just added to this record just in case a horse requires something a little bit differently. So, and then I've got so my particular vets, every time they come, either do anything with teeth or even vaccinations, they fill these out, which is pretty good. And it basically is just a rundown of everything that they've been through. It's good to keep the records, I think anyway, because it's a bunch of very useful information. Like that's where I got the microchip number from, their weight, what their next dental, when that's due, and it's just fantastic to have, I believe anyway. So, and I've got each one of them for each of the horses. The next kind of thing I've got is a little bit of management in summer. So basically here in Australia we have three technically we have 4 seasons like everybody else, but you don't really see the other kind of seasons. So we've got summer, winter, and fucking raining. And those are the kind of 3 kind of main things that I have to manage for, because yeah, majority of the time it's just dealing with the summer, and then we don't really like it does get cold, but not as like freezing temperatures, like, you know, pipes freeze, or we have to deal with ice or sleet or snow, like not here in Queensland anyway. So we only have to deal with like a bit of cold. That's really all we really have to deal with, and then it's just the rain. So I've got the management in summer, so what I should do if it's summer basically, and then I've got the management in winter. I would like to actually get another one to what to do with management in the rainy season, because I think that would be pretty handy to do. And then I've got my horse care books. So these are from my horse care certificates. So I've just printed them out and put them in there. They're just got some really handy information in there that I think is needed. And then I've got the body condition scoring chart. And then I've just got the points of a horse. So again, the rest of this stuff here, except the end bit there, is all to do with my certificate on horse care. So I go learn all about horses. So we got all the points of the horses, the digestive system of a horse. That was fun to learn about. Learning a lot of shit about that. Yeah, it's crazy, honestly. The points of a horse, horse's hoof. We got the horse bridle terminology, and then I got the points of a Western saddle, and then I've also got the points of a all-purpose saddle. So learning a lot with this kind of particular thing. So I think there's only 1 or 2 questions that I have to do before I actually finish my horse certificate. I've basically done it online. I would love to do a practical one. That would be really fun to do, I reckon. I really would love to do a practical certificate on my horses. Just a horse care one, just like I've done here, just so I could have all the experience on that. That would be fun. And then just the last bit here is I've just got all the preparatory dressage. Little the, you know, preparatory A to E instructions on how to do the test. Again, we've got to do a lot of other stuff before we even get back into riding, so yeah. So anyway, that's my horse folder. I thought I'd just explain to you what's in it. I'm not going to show you kind of anything what's in it, because it is kind of personal information on my horses and myself. So that's the whole reason why I'm just explaining what's in it. So if you guys ever want to do your own folder, you're more than welcome to. But this, now that I've completed this is now going to live in my shed, and I'm going to basically update it every so often, so, and have a look and see what I can do. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, give it a good old like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.